that's a brake issue. That's why it doesn't have any brake. Yeah.
Not gonna get on track today. So race day. Race day happens. We show up, decide Douglas is taking the car the first stint. He goes out. The way that these series work is you go out and you just kind of warm up your tires, warm up your brakes, warm up the car, get everything ready, and then randomly at some point they throw a green flag, and that's when the transponders kick in. That's when everybody's like on the clock and you go. And they do that to like spread out the field so that you don't have a bunch of people running into each other into turn one, because that never happens. Yeah, so they do that to spread it out, and we end up somewhere around 40th out of 117 cars. Doug has a great effort, gets us up to around 38th, I believe. His 2 hours are up. Dalton gets in the car. Dalton goes out and puts in some really quick laps, but he's not exactly worried about preservation. So he goes out, puts in some really quick laps, gets us into the top 20s. And Felipe is up next. Felipe goes out, and Felipe's a really, really good driver. He's the most humble, quiet person you'll meet at the track. And then he goes out and just sets like blindingly fast laps, and he's like a simulation. Like he's just in the exact spot every single time. He's so smooth and like hits every apex exactly where it should be, and it's just crazy. I don't know how the guy drives like that. He can turn any car, even our big boat, just perfectly into every corner. Anyway, he goes out and we get this message. And so we're like, okay, well, your stint is almost up. Why don't you bring it in early instead of risking crashing the car so we can see what's going on? And as soon as we pull the car in...
Water? Did you go through water? No. No? No. Do we have a brake line blowout? Pull the hood. Pop the hood. No, that's a brake issue. That's why it doesn't have any brake. Yeah. Yeah, we have no fluid.
Remember when I said we only had one set of brakes and rotors? Well, now we had none. And to spice things up a little more, the caliper had actually blown out because the pistons were compressed so much they came out of their slot, and all of our brake fluid leaked all over the wheel. So now it's my stint, and I can't drive again. And this is why I built a time attack car. But either way, car now has no brakes. Literally none. There's no brake fluid in the car whatsoever. The pads are completely roasted. I'll put a picture of the pads on the screen right now. They literally got so hot that the pistons melted and warped the brake pad. The steel pad. Not even the part that like comes in contact with the rotor. The steel completely warped. At this point, we're like, we're not going to give up a whole day. We're in the like high 20s at this point, or low 20s at this point, like 21st. We may even have broken into the teens, and our car can't drive. We have no spare pads, no spare rotors, and now we need a caliper. So my mom goes on a mad dash to the local AutoZone to get the parts we need. She takes off while we start tearing everything apart, getting the calipers off, getting rotors, everything ready to go. So as soon as she gets back, we can put it all back on and hopefully catch the rest of the day. Spoiler alert. So, not going to get on track today. There's like 27 minutes left in the day, and we still don't even have our parts. We're not going to be able to get everything together bleed the brakes, car back together, and on track. It's just not possible. So we're planning, as long as everything goes well with putting the car back together, I'm going to start the day tomorrow and take a longer stint. And we got stickier tires, we got brand new brakes, so should be able to really have a good time out there. She goes to AutoZone, and they have rotors, but no pads or calipers. So then she goes to Advanced Auto, and they have pads and no calipers. So then she goes to O'Reilly's, and they finally have the calipers. So we get everything that we need. She brings it back. We've lost an hour and a half at this point, and the race has only been going on for 6, and we dropped the whole way back to about 78th when they call it for the night, because PittRace doesn't have lights, so they don't race at night. The race actually like halts and then picks back up when the sun comes up. And so then, you know, we have all of our parts, we fix all of the cars, but we're still on a deadline, because even though the track is cold, you can only work on your car up to a certain point. So now it's a mad dash. We want to fix the car, get it ready to drive for the next day before our time runs out, so we waste no time getting into the car. To do it, we get everything back together. We do a couple laps around the parking lot, make sure the brakes are working, everything's going great, and as a team decide that it'll be my turn next. Because at this point, I haven't driven the car other than one out lap and an in lap, because they waved the checkered as soon as I crossed the finish line for the out lap, and so all I did was go back around to the pits. I had not completed a full lap of PittRace at this point. I get in the car first, and I'm like super like, you know, finally this is happening, but also like, God, I hope the car's working, because we just had like some very serious things apart in the car. And even though I like have full faith in myself, my father, and the crew member that we brought along, Chuck Tino, it's still, anytime you have like a safety piece of the car apart, it's always stressful going out that first time. Yeah, I go out, and after like a half hour, I start feeling super sick. Surprise! You gotta eat before you get in a race car. I had no carbs in my body whatsoever, and I'm like, I don't feel well. And Dalton's like, well, what do you mean by you don't feel well? Like, are you like, okay, can you finish your stint? Or do you have to come in now? I was like, no, I need to come in. I'm gonna throw up. I come in, and I'm like laying on the ground because I'm so sick. They swap drivers and everything. He goes out, starts doing what he's doing, and immediately I'm like drinking water, like just trying not to throw up, and the water starts to like calm me down, feels better, and then we go and I start to eat some things, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel way better. And then it hits me, I'm like, you're an idiot. And then I eat, get a like sandwich in me, and from the PittRace food truck, which by the way is so good. Those guys, best track food I've had so far, and I plan to start evaluating that. But so then when Felipe finishes his shift, then they're like, well, do you want to finish yours? Like, do you want to go back out and then come back in and do it? And I was like, because at this point, you know, we're like back in like 80th because of the brake failure and stuff like that. And we're like, whatever. So we go out. I start picking up places, picking them up like crazy. I think we went from like 76th to around 60th. So I made up like almost 20 positions before the brakes started overheating again. And me knowing cars knows that means that the brakes are now hot and susceptible to being deteriorated and worn down. I step back and start lifting and coasting, easing into the corners, things like that, to try to save the car until the next stint, you know. So when we get off the track, it'll cool down a little bit and give Dalton the best chance of survival. So I lose a couple more positions. I think I dropped back 6 positions. So we're in like the mid 60s at this point. Dalton gets in the car, goes out, does what he does, gets us up into like 50th, not 50th, but gets us up into around 55th out of 117. And once his stint's done, then it's Doug's turn. Doug goes out, and if you thought the trouble was done there, no, not yet. He goes out, and all of a sudden, our car just starts eating fuel. Like, we had it planned out mathematically, like, you know, as soon as, after the 2 hours, we swap, we put this much fuel in it, and it's good to go until the next person goes on. Well, out of nowhere, the car just uses way more fuel than it was before. And it's probably just like a gauge issue because we didn't fill it up all the way. We only put a little bit in just to save time and get them back out on the track. And once it got to a quarter tank, it just plummeted. So Doug now has to leave the track, come off. We put 5 gallons in, just one gas can of fuel. He goes back out, and we managed to finish the race around mid-50s, I believe. And it's like a huge bummer because we went into this with such like high hopes, but also we did it. As a rookie team, we finished the race, and I'm just gonna end this video with our reactions and like the end of the race like videos, because to show you guys what it meant to the family to just to be able to finish the race, like from 2 weeks to build the car, getting out on track, having so many issues, and actually crossing the finish line on green and surviving the weekend. It's a really special moment for myself and my family. But before I roll that, I do want to say this is not our last race. This time with new wheels, new tires, some big old brakes, and some aero to the car. Should be a much, much better experience. We're super excited for this. I can't wait. So make sure you guys subscribe to check out those videos because they're already together, and there's a lot of new stuff going on to the car. And if you haven't caught on in the last video and this one, I'm building another car. I'm building a BMW E90, and I've already started on that car at the time that you're watching this video, and I've gotten a couple videos, but I wanted to get the Mustang videos out first. So here you go. The next video will be a BMW video, and I got some really cool stuff in the pipeline. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for that because I'm super excited. So again, you know, I hate to say it, but like it really does like make a difference. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you catch this content, the Bowling Green content, all further future races and stuff, because we have some really big things coming. And I know every automotive YouTuber says that, but just trust me. But you only know that if you subscribe. So like the video, comment down below. Let me know what your favorite race car of all time is. I will see you guys in the next one, and I will roll that sappy B-roll.
They said we wouldn't finish! Here it is, baby! Yeah! Woo! Woo, baby! Yeah! They said we wouldn't finish. How about that shit, baby? I just took the checkered flag. Yes! This is the coolest thing I've ever been a part of in my life. This is so cool. Oh my God. Thank you. This is so cool. Dalton, Dalton, we did it, dude. We freaking did it. Holy shit, the adversity that we came through this weekend to make this happen. Oh, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I did it with my boys. So freaking cool. Yes!